as a coach, you kind of like to be optimistic about your team every year, but I definitely have a lot of holes to fill for this year, and that's going to be with quite a few young kids this year. So yeah, it's going to be kind of interesting to see.
Well, let's hit on the optimism, Coach. What are some of the things you've seen so far in practice that give you hope that this is going to be a successful year?
Well, I think that our running game is still going to be pretty good. I think Andy Love at the running back still gives us a lot of speed at our running back position, and our offensive line, even though kind of untested and unproven, I feel like has a chance to be a very good offensive line. I think the question marks are going to be, can our quarterback fill in for Tyson and do a good job and not make a lot of mistakes? I think that's going to be key for us.
Do you have to manage the quarterback position very delicately? Because, we're talking about somebody now taking the place of a kid who established a legacy at Limon High School with 3 consecutive state championships. And, obviously you don't want the pressure to be on this new quarterback.
No, and that's where I think that our running game has got to take the pressure off of our quarterback, whoever it is, and let that our passing game come, in its own time. And so, I feel like we just need to continue to work and get better in that position, and I think we'll be fine.
How do you feel about this team so far defensively, Coach, as you approach your first game at home against Wiggins this Friday?
Well, I'd say our biggest aspect, all of our linebackers are new, and just because we've been so solid in our linebacker position for the last 5 years, I think that this is the first year I've really had to coach kids that really are brand new at that position, and they're doing a lot of thinking right now, and that kind of leads itself to being very. I don't know the word to use there. We're just not very physical at the linebacker position because we're doing so much thinking. So I think that as we get better at that position, I think that we will improve immensely there, especially, during our first 2 or 3 games.
Based on some of the inexperience that you're talking about, is this a welcome challenge, a big-time challenge for you and your coaching staff to groom this team together and get that chemistry going as soon as possible?
Yeah, I got to be honest. I think our coaching staff is extremely excited about the year and just to see how much this team can improve, during a season, and because there's still quite a bit of talent, but it's just unproven talent, and that talent is really going to have to step up, and it's going to be our job as coaches to try and find what works for these kids, and in what's going to make us at least be competitive this year.
Let me hit on something real quick that you might not be too excited about. I could be wrong about this, but now Burlington is now a Class A team dropping down a classification. I would assume just based on the talent they have that changes this classification a little bit.
I would say quite a little bit.
Yeah.
I really think that, it's the same as when Ray came down, and, Ray has really improved the quality of 1A football, and Burlington is going to do the same thing. They're going to improve the quality of 1A football, and they're going to, I think, make us not only better players, but definitely better coaches, because Burlington is extremely well coached, from top to bottom, from their head coach all the way through all their assistants. So, you're not going to be able to maybe win some games or beat that team because of coaching. They're going to have their kids prepared to play. And I think that that's also going to present another challenge for us as coaches.